Hello, baby nuggets, and I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. If you are tuning in, you have made it to episode 5. This is all about taking the time to do our shadow work. Today, we are going to talk about the signs that it's time for you to dive deeper into shadow work. If you feel like you constantly keep getting stuck in patterns, experiencing just really intense emotional reactions to situations and things, maybe you're having reoccurring negative thoughts about the world, other people, or yourself, or just a sense of inner conflict. If you are having any of those signs, then it's really time for you to explore your shadow self, to really just gain a deeper self-awareness and to heal. Now, we're going to go into shadow work, but what is your shadow self? It is the part of yourself that you hide or repress, often because they don't fit your self-image or societal expectations. It's the hidden part of your personality that contains unconscious desires, fear, and instincts. When we explore our shadow self, it can help us to understand these aspects, leading to our personal growth and become more self-aware. Now, if your shadow self is part of you that you hide away, when we think about shadow work, it is taking that part up, really exploring those parts that you have hid away. Then it can help you to break these negative patterns and heal emotional wounds. Now, there are several different ways that we can do shadow work. We can journal, we can meditate, we can go to therapy, even art. Last but not least, our inner dialogue. And we're gonna break down what each of those are. But the easiest place to start is to journal. Identifying the trigger, write it down immediately. I am triggered. And it's simple, you can do it anytime, it's affordable. So you really just start writing about your thoughts, your feelings, and any patterns that you can notice in your behavior. Reflect on what triggers the strong emotions inside of you. And that's kind of breaking down journaling. For meditation, you can spend time in quiet reflection to really observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Therapy, you can kind of just work with a therapist to walk you through your shadow self. Art, we can draw, we can paint, we can write, and those will let us see our hidden emotions come out from our subconscious. The inner dialogue is about having a conversation with your shadow self. Ask questions and listen to the responses. How can you identify your triggers? Pay attention to situations or even interactions that can really cause this strong emotional reaction within you. Notice when you feel angry, sad, anxious, or even defensive. Reflect on what happened before you felt that way. Journaling this can help you kind of spot those moments so you can figure out what the patterns are to understand what really triggers those intense emotions. There are normally 6 main triggers that we have. Number 1 is criticism, where you're constantly feeling criticized and maybe even judged. Number 2 is rejection. Just different experiences where you feel excluded or not wanted or even turned down. Number 3 is failure, where you perceive yourself as failing or not meeting those expectations. Number 4 is conflict. Maybe it's arguments and confrontations with others. Number 5 is neglect, where you can feel ignored or unimportant. Number 6 is loss of control. It's situations where you feel powerless and just out of control. And number 7 is reminders of past trauma. Anything that reminds you of a past traumatic experience. Now, keeping a journal is the most accessible out of all of these. When we see our triggers or we try to stop and take the time to realize that they're coming up, we have to become aware and go through one of the 7. Then reflect on why you're feeling these triggers so strongly. What past experiences or beliefs are connected to these? Acceptance. Don't judge yourself for having these feelings. They're a part of you. Compassion. Be kind to yourself. Understand that everyone has triggers, and it's okay to feel them when you do. Integration. Integrating them into your daily life and learning how to work with them. Now it is time for you to do some shadow work. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode.